Come on, HBA. Why don't we all head over to the park to relax and talk about our thoughts on the story of home? I noticed some of you were upset. Yeah, I didn't like the part when they made us slaves. I know, but remember, our ancestors resisted. What does that mean? Well, when you resist, it means you don't accept or allow something. And it also means you remain firm in what you know to be true. Oh, like when our ancestors fought for freedom during the Haitian Revolution. Exactly. Those colonizers underestimated our power. They thought they could just take over our land and kidnap our people without a fight. But our ancestors resisted. In the 15th century, European countries believed that their way of life was better than our ancestors. So they set out on a course of world domination called colonization. They left Europe for the so-called New World, conquering lands and enslaving the indigenous Americans and African populations. You see, the Euro-Christians did not share the same ideas about the earth like our ancestors did. They wanted to divide the world into pieces so that they could own it. They did not care about the people who were already living there, their culture, traditions, and spiritual systems. They called our people devils, and in actuality, they were those things. Wow, that is such a shame. Well, your actions show your thinking. You know the story Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? Okay. Once upon a time, Goldilocks finds a bear family home and decides to go in. Without permission, she begins to taste and try their things. Her actions showed that she believed there was nothing wrong with invading the bear family's home. She was so rude and disrespectful that she fell asleep in the little baby bear's bed. When the bears returned, they were naturally angry that someone was in their home. Mother Bear was so proud of the meal she prepared, and Father and Baby Bear were so excited to enjoy their hot porridge. So it was shocking for them to return from their walk to find all their food gone, furniture broken, and Goldilocks sleeping in Baby Bear's bed. Instead of taking responsibility for her actions, she runs away. Remember, your actions show your thinking. Colonization was the action, and white supremacy was their thinking. White supremacy is the belief that white people are superior or better than any other people. The problem with our people was that we did not understand European thinking before it was too late. Remember, in 1492, Christopher Columbus shipwrecked onto Haiti. Our ancestors' thinking was to help, teach, and trade. The Taino people immediately went into action to help the Spaniards. They gave them gold and food. But then the Taino people saw Columbus do a strange thing. He put a stick in the ground and said some words. They did not speak the language of their visitors, so they did not understand what was about to take place. They would soon find out by his actions that he claimed their island for Spain and renamed it Hispaniola. Christopher Columbus and Goldilocks are the same because they believed it was okay to go into a place uninvited and take whatever they wanted without considering the people who they hurt and the home those people created for themselves. Our ancestors in both our motherlands fought off the invaders as much as they could. The Tainos, for example, fought many battles and were victorious. But if it was not for the honorless Euro-Christians who arranged fake peace treaties, they would have had a fighting chance. The famous Queen Anacaona, the beautiful caciquess known as the Golden Flower of the Greater Antilles, was tricked into one of those meetings by Nicholas Ovando, and she, along with her subjects, were sadly captured and executed. About 30 years later, her nephew, Henry, would lead a 12-year revolt and win, and he and his people were able to live independently, completely resisting Spanish rule. Our African ancestors were able to continue the struggle for freedom. In 1503, those who survived the brutal sea voyage, once they set foot on Haiti, escaped into the mountains and formed many maroon colonies. It took many years and thousands of our ancestors' lives to reach independence in 1804. Here are a few of our African leaders, starting with Macandal Rebellion in the 1750s. Macandal used herbs to help free his people. He would teach others on the plantations how to poison their masters and fight for their brothers and sisters who were still in bondage. Then there was Boukman Duty and Cécile Fatima in 1791. Cécile used her organization skills to help free her people, and Boukman used God to help free his people. At Wakaima, which was held in an alligator swamp, rebel fighters called on the ancestors to help them free their people. This event really helped push the revolution forward. In 1796, Toussaint rose into leadership. As a military leader, he fought many battles and won. He was later appointed Governor General over the island. In 1801, he wrote a constitution which said there cannot exist slaves on this territory. Servitude is therein forever abolished. Napoleon, a French military general and emperor of France, did not like Toussaint or that black people were winning the fight to gain their freedom. So like Anacaona, Toussaint was tricked into a meeting by one of Napoleon's generals, Leclerc, and was taken prisoner to France. But then Dessalines, the tough war general, led our people to victory in the most famous Battle of Vertières. Dessalines declared Haiti to be an independent black nation. Wow, I'm so proud to be Haitian. Me too. The resistance began the day the European actions of colonialism reached our shores. There was never a time where our people accepted or allowed this type of slavery or oppression. Our thinking led to the actions of working together as an African people to fight white domination. And we continue to do it today. For hundreds of years and all over the world, our ancestors remained firm in their desire to be free. That is why we raise our tightly closed fist to show our black power. This is our resistance story. Kembe, Kembe.